Do you remember that night so long ago, way back in September? I put on my tie, you put on that dress. Sparkles in your eyes and creases in my smile. That was the first night we danced away. Do you remember, swimming in the stars, that was so bright? We danced to that song, the one called Just a Dream. Do you remember I held you close, you put your head on my shoulder? The world disappeared for a while, it was just us. Do you remember, good Lord, do you remember, that chilly night in September? I told you I loved you, and you said it back so sweetly. Do you remember? I gave you a rose, and you gave me a kiss. Do you remember the way we made love? Oh, like heaven, your kiss. Do you remember? We said we would last forever. Nothing would tear us apart, and if the other one left, to beat them till they came home. Do you remember how your heart was my home? Do you remember how I loved you so? Do you remember? Do you even remember? Sometimes at night, I sit up and I think, what if I really had bought that ring? What if I just pushed on through, lied through my teeth so I could keep you, so I could hold you, so I could love you? Do you remember, I wonder? Do you remember how I pleaded, how I begged, don't love him, please, dear God, love me instead? Do you remember when I sent you that song by Blue October, and you cried as I held your head? Do you remember how I loved you, and do you remember how we left each other? We promised each other our lives, but in the end, here we are, apart, lonely, and emotionally dead. Do you remember?